Ladies and gentlemen, we are happy to be with you at your incredible harvest, and we particularly offer blessings and prayers because we see how you are involved in so many natural affairs. I was just walking around looking at the artistic arrangements, the arts, the crafts, and looking at the nice produce. It's nice when we can eat healthily, because the body is a machine. What we put into the body affects the mind, it affects our families. The family is a microcosm of the society of the planet. It affects the planet. Nice when we can grow the food devotionally, we can harvest it devotionally, and it's nice when we can prepare it in a meditation of service and gratitude, and be able to literally to prepare it and to eat it in that same spirit of mercy and gratitude. As we look at most of Western society, we have forgotten about so many basic things. We see that much of world society has been agriculturally oriented. But we have moved away from that a lot, and now we've moved from an agricultural to an industrial to a scientific, and now to an information basic culture and society. And so often people are so only thinking about data and information, and they are lost the ability to engage in so many natural things that are healthy and beneficial for human development, growth, and spiritual acceleration. We see that we have done such a disservice to Mother Bhumi, Mother Earth. We have engaged in matricide by so much nuclear testing, toxic waste, by so much abuse of the land, and therefore our mother is in dire need of rejuvenation. And so many of you who are involving yourselves in organic produce, you are aiding to that. We suggest as you aid to that, that we look a little closer, because we see how also we're producing ecocide, and that the environments are so much polluted. The pollution also can be through mental pollution, through improper sound pollution. Not only the pollution that's due to the ethers from improper toxins or improper agricultural considerations or improper commerce. It's so much based on rapid growth without looking at proper development of the spirit. So we hear good sounds, like you have today, you have some music, and so if music is elevating, then it gives nourishment, and we take nourishment from the food, nourishment from things that we can use that help in producing piety. Also, we see many people are engaged in not only matricide, ecocide, but in some places genocide, where there's racism, there's tribalism, or sectarianism. Because when people eat improperly, then of course their actions are also very aggressive. When we are vegetarians and we're arranging our food organically, then we have much more fuel or much more ability to do things that will be more synergistic, that will be more in harmony with God and harmony with humankind. And last, we see that some people are so much engaged in suicide these days because their lives are very distressed. They are so distressed that even when they eat only fast foods. They're so distressed because they're disappointed with themselves, with their families, with their leaders, with their educators. A lot of that has to do with lack of accessing ancient wisdom. When we access ancient wisdom and universals, then we feel happy about things. We feel more good about ourselves, and then others also feel good about us because we share what we carry. Last, that there's much more need, of course, for love in contrast to lust. Lust causes us to do things without considering the implications and ramifications. We do things, we do not look at what it means for the future. We as adults, it is that we are borrowing the future from our children. So how we do things is setting patterns that our children will in fact follow. So we're all leaders in that we are setting role models for those who we ultimately want to care for the best. So if our kids see that we are taking care of the land, that we are doing manufacturing things, if they see that we are productive and being able to control our environments a little better, then they will feel so much better about life, and then they will be able to be higher achievers, and we can feel good that we have not left them in a bankrupt situation. So we're happy to be with you. I'm just traveling to a few different countries. I'm literally here only for a few more hours, then I fly out to America and then to Russia and a few other places. But I'm always happy to be in an association where people are trying to make a difference by their own individual contribution. So we offer prayers to you. We hope you have a very nice day, and we hope that you have many of these incredible festivals where you come and try to encourage others to live more naturally. God bless you. Hare Krishna.
Hey, thank you very much, Father. You know, I was touched when he come up here.
First of all, I want you to know before we begin, I appreciate this, and I hope this is a blessing to you like it is to me.
You are very merciful.
As far as microphone, rather than eating it, just down so that it's just about here, so it doesn't hide your beautiful smile, and just there. Okay. We're ready to begin. Okay. Aloha. This is Jason Schwartz of Dreammakers, Mama Presents. Today, we have a very, very special guest for all of you. This is Swami Krishnapada. Aloha.
Aloha. Very happy to be here with you and with our wonderful audience today.
Oh, yeah. Now, you've come here just for a day to, I guess you're on the way to the mainland of the United States?
That's right.
And you're just here visiting for the day, just visiting friends?
Well, my life is a constant experience where I'm constantly traveling because normally I involve myself in three major activities. One, I'm always interested in meeting with people, discussing issues about peace and, you know, creating a global mindset based on helping people to know more about self-sufficiency, simplicity, and helping individuals to be able to kind of come together more with a God-conscious focus. So I've been visiting different communities here, and I'll literally be in the country, on the island only for one more day.
Yeah.
Then I'm flying back to America, and then to Russia, and then to different parts of Africa and India.
Wow. I had heard that you are, have been for a good while, spiritual advisors to some world leaders. Yes?
Well, yes, I have a little expertise in areas of stress management, conflict resolution, and also time management. And because many, particularly of the third world countries, we try to help the leaders to engage in development in a way that it's more humanly oriented, to use technology that is more applied and appropriate, instead of using things that's just about rapid growth that doesn't address the needs of the human condition, and things that bring in so much various types of exploitation and also manipulation. So in many of these countries, I serve as a spiritual consultant that helping people to integrate healthily the material and the spiritual.
Yeah.
See, for instance, in some countries, I oversee monasteries and farms. I have about 20 monasteries in West Africa, about 5 or 6 in southern and East Africa, many, many farms. I'm just coming in a couple of days ago from one of my farms in Pennsylvania. We have about 400 acres of land, and one in West Virginia, about 3,000. And in these areas, we're growing our own food, we're building our own houses, we're using alternative energy sources, and most important, we're trying to get people to see how beautiful things can be when there's a real sense of love and a real sense of being, natural, and keeping always a God-conscious focus.
have you been doing this for many, many years?
For about 26
Wow.
years.
Wow.
I'm a graduate from Princeton University in the States.
Uh-huh.
My degrees were in psychology and international law, and so I pursued that for a while. Then I began to realize that better than just trying to change things based on the externals, better to see how to raise consciousness by addressing more of the esoteric and contemplative kind of areas. And so I got much more involved in a lifestyle that deals with developing the inter-qualities, bringing out more of the dormant consciousness so one can have greater insights and perceptions about the higher realities.
I see. And is this something that, this isn't, I imagine, financed by you? You have a group of people that have been supporting these efforts over the years?
Well, see, there are three ways. You know, from a Western perspective, I'm a scholar, as I said, of psychotherapy and international law.
Right.
From an Eastern perspective, I'm a guru or Swami.
Mm-hmm.
And from an African perspective, I'm an African high chief. So different projects are in relationship to different roles and services that I offer.
I see.
So for instance, some of the seminars that we conduct dealing with holistic areas, like for instance, we have workshops teaching, alternative health care. We have many people on our staff who are massage therapists, who are acupuncturists, who are engaged in acupuncture, who are herbologists. But these are all people who mainly are connected with the Vedic tradition. Vedic tradition is one of the oldest cultures known to humankind, and it has philosophy that deals with such things as life after death, life on other planets. It deals with very distinct understandings about the nature of God and the nature of the soul. So when someone has this kind of foundation as a part of their life, it gives them tremendous variables and technologies how they can really make a significant difference in dealing with some of the problems that the world is now facing at this time.
You made a point earlier when you were speaking to the group over here about what we eat, our inner temple, and how if we work on our inner selves and understand that it's what we put in and how we're able to be a more pure vessel, that we're able to reach some of these spiritual realms more easily and more deliberately, and again, coming from a heart space. Yes?
Exactly. I've written several books addressing some of these topics also.
Uh-huh. Give us a couple of titles so our audience might find
I've just finished, this year I've finished a book called Leadership for an Age of Higher Consciousness, and it can be ordered from any major bookshop. And this book was particularly designed to help administrators and leaders to be able to be more accountable, to know how to invoke divine blessings, divine intervention, and to help them to implement policies that will not have later ramifications or implications that will be degrading and devastating, to humankind. And as there's so much interest in metaphysics, paranormal things, so I've written another book called Uncovering Spiritual Truths in Psychic Phenomena. And in that particular book, we look at a gamma of paranormal things like Egyptology, extraterrestrials, mental telepathy, clairvoyance, psychokinesis. There's so many things that deal particularly with the subtle body or deal with subtle sciences, but we don't leave it right there. We help people to see how those things are happening, how they're connected with the soul, and what that means about the human condition. And I've just completed a book now that I'll finish in terms of it'll come off the press in about 3 weeks, called Transforming Lust into Love. And that's mainly to help people with relationships, because we see that so many people are divorcing, or they're just having trouble trying to cope in healthy exchange. So we're trying to give them some social and psychological and spiritual technologies, how they can be able to have more of a guaranteed healthy relationship.
So that one's called again?
Transforming Lust into Love.
Transforming Lust into Love by Swami Krishnapada. Okay. Who's the publisher?
We have our own press. See, in our society, I'm affiliated with the Hare Krishna movement.
Oh, okay.
I'm also, of course, on the board of many international peace organizations.
Right.
My main affiliation is, of course, with the Krishna movement. And so we have many aspects of that. And so we have a various press And so we print some of our books from
But
that
these
as
can be
well.
found in virtually every bookstore.
Virtually any major bookshop, especially
Okay.
the book Leadership for an Age of Higher Consciousness. It's being printed into Russian right at this time. Should be available in 2 weeks, and then in a few months it'll be printed also in Japanese.
Wow.
Because more and more people are finding that this overconsumption type of mentality, we're very much in a take society where people are very egocentric, and there's so much, fragmentation. Because we look at the world now, there's tremendous problems in terms of tribal problems, racial problems, with nationalistic considerations. There are many problems now based on gender confusion and even religious sectarianism or religious fanaticism. So this is all in-group, out-group considerations. But when people can understand things that are common to all humankind, then they can have a festival in terms of being able to associate and enjoy those kinds of things. And then they create this effect that's very, very positive, for the planet.
As I'm hearing you speak like me. I have not had the kind of personal experience with the Hare Krishna movement, but I'm very aware that things that are heartfelt cross religious lines. It's nice to see that people like yourself and me and others of all kinds of different cultures and religions have a common bond if we can understand that we all are brothers.
Exactly.
And that there are no lines. There is no them and us. It is all us.
And especially if we go beyond just the involvement in religion in an external way. See, in every religious tradition, there is the exoteric practitioners and the esoteric. The exoteric are those who are more captured just by the form, by the ritual, by the externals. And so those are the people who have so much confusion amongst themselves because their foundation is not so strong, and they have trouble being able to appreciate the unity with diversity. But when people go deep into any bona fide tradition, then they will come in touch with certain universals which will heighten their consciousness, and then they will be able to be chased to their own system while at the same time being able to appreciate religiosity and piety and purity wherever they may find it. See, religion, when it is exploited, it can become very dangerous. It is very powerful, and if it is used properly, it has a very healing effect. And when it is used for business or politics, then it creates some of the greatest fragmentations that we can, imagine. See, our founder, Srila Prabhupada, he once mentioned that when there is religion without philosophy, then there is sentimentalism. And if there is philosophy without religion, then there is simply mental speculation. So there's a need for a healthy marriage, for there to be religion, because we are all religious entities. And if we look at any ancient civilizations or ancient culture, ancient wisdom, it will constantly bring us to a religious connection, religious considerations. As a matter of fact, if we study anything profoundly, any discipline profoundly, whether it's history, politics, math, physics, we will come to finer and finer aspects of that particular science, and ultimately we'll come to very existential kind of concerns that are very philosophical and also very religious. But if we approach things, religion or even other academic or areas, superficially, then we'll miss being able to experience very rich awarenesses and see connections that are available. This is why I was very happy that I'm here in Maui and having a chance to be at this Harvest Fest, because I see many people are trying to embark upon naturalistic things. See, when we are more natural, then we can become more spiritual. When we are so much replacing community with commodities, then what happens is that our life becomes captured by just sensual gratifications. But when we can appreciate humanity by seeing how we're all part and parcel of the same God, and how we're all going to be, we're all accountable to that same God. See, every religion, ultimately, bona fide religions, they offer us three major things.
Mm-hmm.
They tell us that we should love God with all of our heart, that we should love our neighbor as ourselves or more than ourselves, and that we should realize that this world and this body is not our home. So whether it's Christianity, Buddhism, Hinduism, Taoism, whether it's Islam, that all of these great teachers and great prophets have mainly come to give us that as a major package. The other things are mainly details. So if we can just come together on those essentials, we have enough work to do in raising the planet just by focusing on those things.
We have a great community here in Maui in that we have people of all different religions that have come together. This community is very, very rich and from the heart. And what we see here is like a tip of the iceberg. If you were here, I'd take you on a little tour. We take you to some of the people that we know here. We have a very wonderful community here. We hope that you'll come back and join us some other time. I know you probably have a very busy schedule all the time.
I would love to. I think this is, Hawaii can help to show the world something very powerful. More and more people can be able to have, that unity with diversity that makes things synergistic and symbiosis. It means that as people come together, then they're all able to experience so much more, for their well-being. And you definitely see here because, it's multicultural, it's people speak many different languages, and are coming from many, many, many different backgrounds.
When you talk about extraterrestrial life, we have a community here. I introduced someone who's talking about the community of man that's coming behind the Hale-Bopp comet and all kinds of different things that aren't always easily assimilated, like you talk about the exocentric, that those that are looking at the outside and not looking at that inside.
In one sense, we're all extraterrestrials, inasmuch as that these physical bodies and the physical universes are not our homes. We are visitors. This is why Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, and all the great acharyas are coming to tell us how to change our lives, to give up sinful activities, and to be able to attain the treasures that are accessible for us. Also, we find that this kind of coming of different types of entities has always been going on, since time immemorial, because in all the ancient cultures there is discussions about such in the oral traditions. In all the religious systems there are discussions about angels, archangels, devas, demigods, etc. So these beings are having some empowerment, and they're not existing just on this particular realm or dimension. So we see that there's so much to God's creation. It's like Jesus says, in my Father's house there are many mansions. And in our Vedic scriptures, we have so much detailed information about these different divisions of the material universes as well as the spiritual kingdom. And by one taking notice of such, one can realize how important it is to try to become more in harmony with the laws of God, so that one will not cheat him or herself and will be able to experience those great sublime pleasures that are ever available and waiting.
I'm watching your cane. That is quite a... May I?
Yes, please.
Is this a symbol, specific symbol that I might recognize, or from a different culture? Looks to me, I would say, African. Yes?
Yes, it's amalgamation. Just like I said, I'm representing Western, Eastern, and African culture. In our Eastern tradition, the lion represents protective potency. In the Eastern tradition, the lion represents the protective potency of the Godhead. And the African tradition, very similar. You'll see in front of palaces and castles, you'll see lions. So in one of the African countries, I'm an African chief. I always see a regime of about 1 million people. And the chiefs all have a certain cane and certain types of hat. And so you can recognize the service based on the cane and the hat. So because I'm a spiritualist and I'm also a consultant to House of Chiefs, so instead of having a normal cane, then I have a cane that has spiritual a connotation and commensuration. So this lion emphasizes that it is to devour that which is inauspicious and to help to bring in and inaugurate, more auspicious things.
If you were going to communicate something, we have lots to communicate, to our audience here, if there was one message you'd like to be sure you get delivered, what would that be?
The message I think I would want to offer is that the planet is at a very critical time, we see that practically everything that can go wrong is gradually going wrong, in the sense that there is so much, increase of crime, increase of diseases, people's immune systems are getting, weaker. Even though, which is kind of a paradox, because we're at a time when the instruments of communication are greater than we've ever experienced. We have satellites, we have fax, we have computers, but mutual intelligibility, people's ability to understand, to care for each other is at a very low ebb. So we would encourage our viewers that they should try to make a difference. To try to make a difference in being able to do that, transforming lust into love. Make a difference by not thinking that things are insurmountable, but realizing that as we make a difference in our families, the family is a microcosm of the tribe, of the nation, and of the world. So as we particularly improve on our relationships in our families, and we make those selfless relationships, we make those relationships full of compassion.
I was just talking about Maui, and that we have here, and that we have a thing about commonality between people, and you were saying, talking about there needs to be a mind shift, yes?
Yes, I was mentioning that there's a need for a serious global mind shift.
Yeah.
Because if we look at the dominant culture that most citizens on the planet are being subjected to, that we're very much subjected to a culture of drugs and a culture of defense.
Right.
The number one business in the world is actually the illicit and pharmaceutical drug business. And they're quite similar because many people are addicted to pharmaceutical drugs. The number two is defense. So what an individual, a corporation, or a nation, or what to say of a planet, what people spend their money on tells you what their priorities are. And it tells you also much about their future. So it's a need for people to change those priorities. Now, a lot of this has a lot to do with what we are seeing and what we are hearing. This is why programs like yours are so important, because you are giving people nourishment that stimulates the intellect, the mind, and hopefully the soul. I was discussing in some of these tours that I'm making how, for instance, the average of child in America, by the time he or she is 19 years old, they've already seen about 400,000 violent crimes on television and about 50,000 murders. And so they get a constant diet of promiscuousness, of violence, of lust and greed and avariciousness. And then people begin to imbibe that, and they begin to act upon such. So when they can experience educational programs, then this can offset this terrible imbalance of drugs, of violence. On the planet now, every 20 seconds, one person is killing another. So taking people's lives or minimizing the quality of life has become so much a common thing. And that happens especially when we have role models that are propagating such. See, common people, they always do basically what they see that leaders do. So if we have more leaders in whatever departments or divisions of life that one is functioning in, we have more leaders that are doing things, constantly thinking about what is the greatest needs of the people and how they can facilitate in the greatest needs and concerns of the people.
I agree. Well, I wish you'd stay here. You'd run on election day with me.
We could make a good team, huh?
Yeah, we would. It has been a great pleasure. I hope that your stay here is a blessing, and it has been, like I say, short and sweet, but when you come back, you're always welcome in our home.
I feel honored to be with you and have time to speak to our noble guests that are viewing this show. And we greet you, Hare Krishna.
Aloha.
Aloha. Okay.
You know, we're just jumping and doing a little more here. Well, how do I greet you? Swami? Best?
Swami is okay.
Okay. Actually, I ran in an election with Swami Nikhilananda. Swami Krishnapada. Does that translate into anything?
Yes. Swami means one who is controlling the senses, and Krishnapada means one who is servant of Krishna, or is servant trying to connect with God's lotus presence, lotus feet, in that sense.
Okay. Now, I think we should drop a few names so people in their audience can get a feeling for the kind of spectrum of people that you've been I guess the word influencing. How about sharing your knowledge so they might make it part of their heart?
For a period of about 5 or 6 years, I used to frequently visit the United Nations in Switzerland, and I was assisting some of the diplomats in areas of stress management, time management, and conflict resolution. You know, diplomats often are having very serious problems of hypertension, nervous breakdowns, and the bureaucracy is extremely, extremely intense. And so often there's need for some consultation in those areas. And of course, we were discussing things about nation building from a humanistic and spiritual perspective. I also visit many celebrities and leaders. This last book that I wrote, Leadership for an Age of Higher Consciousness, I've personally given it in the last 4 months or so to about 8 presidents of different countries. My most recent country I was visiting was South Africa, where I personally gave a copy to President Nelson Mandela.
Right.
We were putting on a very unusual program there, honoring the 3rd anniversary of the new South Africa. So our emphasis was to try to focus on the children. So we brought together 60,000 children.
Wow.
In one of the major stadiums, and we gave them all free lunches, vegetarian lunches. The program lasted for about 8 hours or so, and it was constant cultural, spiritual presentations by the children themselves, and it was to show how there can really be a new South Africa if we address real essentials. See, right now the apartheid has been dismantled, but only superficially. And so the president was very happy to be a part of this project in this program because he could see that the children can make the real difference. Just as I was saying how, see, there's an African proverb that says that, we inherit what we have now from our ancestors. And there's another proverb that says that we actually are borrowing from our children.
Right.
So the future is really being borrowed. And according to what we do now determines what will be there for the children. So we had this program bringing children from all the different racial groups and tribal groups, all the different religious groups, and we brought them together so that they could offer something to the nation that would be helping in conscious raising. So they all the performances, gave a particular statement in that sense.
So, what do they say? Rust never sleeps. You're on the move again soon, huh? Just constantly going. Where are you going after this? You going to the mainland, then to Russia, then?
Yes, when I leave here, I'll be literally leaving this evening.
Right.
And what the day is the 19th, November 19th.
Right.
And so I'll first go back to Washington. I have an institute in Washington called the Institute of Applied Spiritual Technology. And it's mostly professionals who are involved in our Vedic tradition. And we try to use our professions in such a way to extend that to connect with people, to help them to be able to have a healthy marriage and merger in dealing with material considerations while keeping a spiritual framework and focus. And then I'll be visiting one of my farm projects where we're looking more and more at how to develop self-sufficiency. And then I'll either go to Russia or to some of the West African countries. I haven't been to West Africa in over a year, and so it's time for me to go and to see. I'm building now simultaneously in Nigeria 5 temples right at this time, and we hope to finish them all in the next 4 months. And in Ghana, 2 temples. And we're embarking a lot on our farms because the economies are very bad. There's so much civil war, tribal war that's going on. So we're trying to situate ourselves so that we can have these permanent structures and we can have communities set in place so that whatever is happening with the secular communities, we're still able to provide some services.
I see.
See, our movement is a very service-oriented movement. We're very, very famous for distributing foodstuffs. We're very famous for being able to try to assist people. And it's not that we want to just convert people into being a Hare Krishna per se, but we want people to realize that we have all forgotten so much of what we are and what is our rightful heritage. And so as we study and involve ourselves in the process of self-realization, it helps us to revitalize our dormant consciousness. It's like the living entities are experiencing a form of let's see, amnesia. And so as we have more contact with spiritual paraphernalia, spiritual people, and with spiritual sound, vibrations, then it has an interesting way of stimulating the dormant consciousness, and it helps us to be able to reclaim, so many beautiful experiences.
Well, you've brought a lot to me just in the few minutes we're sitting here together. Like I say, it is rare that I get to spend this kind of time with someone like yourself. And
you say that to all of your guests. I'm sure nice people bring nice people, so
well,
I'm sure you always have wonderful people
actually,
on your show.
I think we have actually a lot of very terrific guests. But someone like yourself who is, quote, celebrated for what you do, I think it's like when I sit with stars, the public listens just a little more carefully, just a little closer. And so I'm very, very happy to be sitting here with you, because I've been putting out messages like you have here, but oftentimes it's like, who's this guy? I mean, I don't get the kind of attention that I might get when I'm sitting here with you. So that's a lot what I appreciate also. I see you're wearing all kinds of different, this is beautiful. That's from here. Where's this from? That's nice.
This is from India, from Mayapur. I have a spiritual city that we're trying to develop in Mayapur, India. Our spiritual master wanted people to be able to see how spiritual life is very practical. See, sometimes people have a tendency of thinking that spiritual involvement is just something conceptual, something that you do only from Friday to Friday, Saturday to Saturday, Sunday to Sunday. But spiritual life should improve on the quality of life, and it should help people to see that being religious is not just an extracurricular affair, but that it is the most essential thing, for human survival and for human acceleration. So he wanted us to design this spiritual city where there could be a healthy economic, social, political environment, so that it would enhance, the spiritual growth. So, and one of our temples there, we have various icons or deities. These are ways to enhance the devotion, and so these have come right off the form of the deity, and it is like very blessed, and so it brings blessings just by being able to wear it.
We're going to say goodbye to you guys. I'd like to continue and talk and explore in more detail, but for another day, and we'll have to pick up some of your books. I guess we can go to the bookstores and ask for Swami Krishnapada, and they'll probably list out all your books, right?
That's right. That is the some of the values of modern technology.
How do I spell Krishnapada?
Krishnapada. Krishnapada.
Krishnapada. Okay. Well,
so thank you very
you're a
much
blessing
for this
here.
opportunity.
Thank you very, very much. Aloha.
Aloha. We had a live audience, huh?
Yeah.
Aloha.
Isn't this a wonderful, this Harvest Festival?
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Now, this is a farmer's market that's here every week, yes?
Yes, and they got everything. Flowers, vegetables.
I saw.
And flowers, fruit pears. Unbelievable. Beautiful.
Well, it's nice that we have this kind of opportunity for the people of the island, yes?
People, a lot of people come down here, so, nobody misses it. It's all day here.
Yeah.
And they got nice jewelries, and
Yeah.
I think it's nice.
Oh, yeah.
See all these local seeds to make them out.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong.
It's nice also to be able to be out here and not have to pay the rents that some of these businesses, so we can all survive, yes?
Right, yeah. This is fantastic. This is great.
Well, thank you for being on with us.
Yeah, mahalo.
Aloha.
Ahui ho.
Here we are.
So when you gonna put me on?
Okay, I'm sorry, she cannot read.
360.
Sir, thank you. I like your speak.
We've got you here.
And drier ground. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I think the sound came out.
Really? Absolutely.
So
Oh, we got to say hello to everybody in Hana.
And we're in a whole different costume now.
That's right, that's right. You notice I'm wearing my black tie.
Do you own a tie?
And my black star. I'd be the sheriff in this now.
The sheriff. Okay.
Here's my wife, UT.
There she is.
My name is
Shalice, what a beautiful.
Freak him out.
What all are you doing?
Bill, did I freak you out? No.
Oh, yeah.
No, he was just.
I'm a national warrior anyway. Oops, excuse me.
Aloha, Jason! How's it going? We're having fun out here. Woo! Where's Ariel?
Ariel's out in the outer park.
She's probably with some celebrities, isn't she? Should we go see?
We should get some. Well, this is fun.
Let's see. Where is she? Where is she? Ariel. Oh, Ariel. Watch out, buddy. I said, watch out. We're searching.
So you're doing a good job. There you go.
She's gone.
No, I don't think so. She's right there.
Oh. And look at her love.
Tell Dave the story that he's telling me about the new gallery.
Say hello. We figured you were. So am I.
We just wanted to get you on TV.
Yes. We figured you
We're
were
so
out
happy to be
mixing
here
and
for
mixing.
this gala event.
Yes.
Equinox
Yes.
and Mama
Yes.
are going to
The
be
best.
a good team.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yay! Well, as we heard today from the man, what were his words?
What are whose words? Bill's?
Mr. Cole? What?
There were
That
lots of
we're
words.
equal. We're equal in this show, right?
Absolutely.
We're all
when
after the same thing.
you know, that the Dream Makers Foundation, that's us, has two elements. Mama and Papa, Maui Arts and Music Association. That's visual arts, healing arts, music, and environment.
Right.
And Papa, people aligned in positive action.
That's incredible. Oh my gosh.
You like
So-
that?
Yes.
We're going to have fun in conversation after the week.
Absolutely.
The mama and the papa.
And
mamas
we're
and the
really very
papas.
supportive of what you're doing.
Thank you.
We
And I
appreciate
love your products.
They're incredible.
Oh,
Try the product.
I tried that oil.
It works. The stuff works.
amazing.
You're getting results you don't even know. It's amazing.
That was amazing.
It is. It is.
Great.
It
I
is.
loved it.
Right.
Fun.
Yes.
Why don't we walk in and take a look at what's going on, and we'll pick it up from there.
Okay, great.
We'll see you later. Take care.
We're going to have to get your hubby on the show soon.
Absolutely.
Time to stroll.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Hey, what you getting, sir?
Oh my God, it's
Still? I mean, is that what you've heard?
Yeah, today I think
Really
pretty
haven't.
radical today. I think, yeah.
I don't know how everyone
I'm at the Wailea Renaissance. Women Helping Women and Dick Van Patten Celebrity Challenge are here together. We're raising money. You'll see lots of stars. There's been golf and tennis. And tonight is the big event, the big gala dinner. And so you'll be seeing lots of stuff going on. We hope you enjoy this.
Yeah, I don't think they've opened the dinner doors yet. Yeah, the silent auction from here on the left.
It's been a great time, enjoying Maui. It's been excellent. I'll be back.
Are you part of the cheering section today?
Of course.
Enjoy yourself.
Yes, you too.
Aloha. Hi, Chef. Oh, wow.
It was really good.
One of these James Bond movies, I was working as an artist.
Never remember.
That's why I hit her on the
Right here. Huh? I'm sorry.
Well, you're part of the show.
I'm trying to get out of the
You're right in
Where are you guys? Since I wouldn't be going to school.
I'm here, ladies and gentlemen of Maui. We have a wonderful, wonderful dentist.
Oh.
Yes.
Dentist is beautiful as you, Elsa?
No, I don't think
I've never seen one as beautiful as she is.
That's it. We have
This
special...
is my dentist. And we have very special women on now.
Thank you for all your help today, Elsa.
I was just one of them.
Oh, you're welcome. It's always a pleasure to help the charity.
Elsa's been working really hard with the people here to make this happen. And doing all the little things that it takes to get done. So, and that's very important.
I was going to say, it takes all the little women, but that was a book. Someone used that title. Thank you.
Aloha. Psycho Bitty, you got it. You know what? I want to bid on you one
You can get what?
And Madison Dare here was the gentleman who made the painting. Maybe you could tell the audience. First of all, I want to tell you that this painting in New York is valued at $50,000. But Madison said the bidding can start here at $500.
No, 5,000. Which is really giving it away. Yeah. And Madison is giving this for the charity, and it's incredible, as we can all see. I just wanted you to know that he's a new artist on the island, and his pieces do go for over $50,000 in New York, in the art gallery.
It was nice enough to donate this, but maybe could you tell them why you made this painting, Madison? It's interesting.
When I was asked to make this painting for the benefit, I was so new to Hawaii, because I've only been here for a few months, I had no idea where to begin. So I went to the public library to read up a little bit about Hawaiian history and mythology, and I discovered that there was a goddess named Noelani, who was the goddess of peace and tranquility, and the peaceful skies and the mist and the rain and things like that. So I thought I would try to portray her in a kind of a natural shelter. And I took my inspiration from the Hana coast, which I'm told is not far from the shelter and the sanctuary of women helping women.
So let's enjoy the painting, and if you feel like you want to put something up for the painting, of course, it's for women helping women. Thank you very much.
Hi, Madison. You did a terrific job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Remember meeting me?
I do remember meeting you, Jason. How are you? We talked about solar things at one time.
I still am.
Environmental concepts.
Mama and Papa. It's great to see you here. I'm glad to have you as the celebrated focused artist for this event.
Well, thank you. It's a real honor to be featured here at such an
I understand, but
impressive
you do terrific
benefit.
work.
Uh-huh.
Well, we're going to have you on our show as a separate event if you'll have us.
I think that would be a great idea.
I just went in
look
and
forward
said-
to that very much. You all have met before, have you?
Yeah, I said, Jason, I said, come out here and meet this wonderful new artist that we have on the island. So we
Ariel
love for
didn't
you
know
to
we'd
meet
met.
this wonderful new artist.
It's amazing how he videotapes us and talks to us at the same time.
Isn't he amazing?
Isn't that amazing?
Well, someday our budget will be bigger and I'll actually be out there with you guys.
Aw. There you go.
Oh, look at all this. Well, thank you very much, man.
Thank you, Jason.
This is beautiful. Have you met Bill Dana? Ariel, you're welcome. Hey!
So we get to spend this festive time together with these beautiful people here that have come to help the helping women, and I hope we can all reach out and give help for women helping women, because this is an issue that has to be dealt with now. So, yay. Thanks for joining us. Hi, wow, you're, oh my God, so sweet, thank you. Yeah, right? Is it? Wait.
Lazy. The look is sexy and simple to tie. Take the lava, tie the side of the bodice, pull the tie to the back, take the other end, the sides in. There you have this love.
Put your hands here and keep this straight. Bend your knees and wiggle this.
Look at that. This is a true hula lesson.
Oh, Ariel.
And then you go back.
There you go. Ariel's going to give us a lesson.
And you go back. No, you don't, but it's good for your movement. I agree. Yeah.
It's very good. Your mom and I were talking about isolation.
Isolating the different parts of the body. Isolation, good. All right, let's go to the disco. Okay, you know what you're going down to the disco? Maybe. Thanks, have fun. Bye-bye, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, Mom.
Actually, these young ladies are Hawaiian Tropic Group.
Oh, beautiful. My William shot. And you wonder how he got the part of Star Trek. Way out. With a few mistakes given his other man. That was Van Patten and Shatner. They lead 2-1 now, and they 2-1 in this game, the second game.
Michael Joyce, world-class player.
You were so good. That was fine. Women for women. You both. Really?
Regular score.
They're going.
I was happy.
We just want to congratulate you.
Oh, thank you very much.
Local show.
Okay, great. Thank you.
We're really, really happy that you came.
Oh.
Angle volley with Polish.
Okay.
We talked about.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
1-2, Martin.
But in the tournament, you currently not playing. Please come up here. We're getting another round out.
No matter where you go, no matter what you do, take that Maui style with you. stay.